Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this into the Virtue. Also, I had looked in the manual. I was right. You plug these in, you plug them in, um, like, and so insert them like this. So it's easy to get them in and out. I probably won't keep this one's inside. Just gonna leave them attached like this in the box, so safe storage keeping. So first off, we're gonna take out this. I'm gonna leave the hands on because we don't need the beam rifle and the shield no more. Sag. So yeah, that's all that's for there. So say goodbye to these for now. And I forgot this handle up here does rotate around. And you could put it in either hand, so it's fine. But there's also, I forgot to mention, they actually had a handle there. I forgot about it until after I looked. So we got rid of that, but we still got to do a little bit more work. So first off, we come into the back of the head, removing this gray part, and unplugging the hair. And replacing the gray part. Like I said, I'm doing this without a GN drive installed, so it'll be fine. I say that now, then I regret that later, but I might be able to squeeze. Yeah. We'll fake a GN drive. I faked a GN drive. What are you going to do about it? Sue me? Gotta unplug this hair. Actually, I'm going to pop off the head. Well, that works for one. Because, like I said, those are just plugged into the neck. And now we just gotta unplug the face, the ones from the face, which is usually the hard ones. And I'm trying not to break this whatsoever. There we go. So, also you'll notice there's no polycaps or anything in there, so hooray for polycapless Gundams. So this is basically what we're left with. And basically what I took away. So it sounded add some color to this boy by putting all that and that on him. So let's go ahead and armor him up. We'll work our way from the bottom up. So, or we'll work our way around it. So first up is the feet. The feet is the easy part. There's no pegs or anything. There's no pegs or anything on the feet. So you just slide the feet right into this. I forgot there is kind of like a little peg or something on the front though. There is a little slit here. I can't see it, the lighting. If it focuses. Come on, camera, focus. Well, doing this manually. There. There's a little slit there. That is for the front of the foot. So, just slide the front of the foot in. There's nothing that really pegs in. Well, I take that back. There's notches on the back here. Like right there at the top, there's little notches. Those are for the back of the leg to lock into. So once you do that, lock them in. Now we got some big platform shoes. The Virtue is starting to look Not much like a Virtue, but it's starting to get there. I guess the Virtue's feet. Next up is, oh yeah, these. I should mention this right now with the manual. The manual will tell you to build this. It'll tell you to build the Nodle, then build the weapons for the Nodle. Then turn around and rebuild this and attach it all on top of it. I haven't attached everything, but I know how to do this. So so this is technically 3 parts. These leg parts are 3 parts. There's nice little inner frame details in there. So this is going to attach onto the leg like so. I like to make sure these are upwards just in case. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, they have to clear up here, because if they don't, it won't fit. And it's easier for me to start with the back than do the front. And then just connect it right on top. Because this piece is supposed to be on the outside, and this is supposed to be outwards on the leg. And then you attach that. And also, yeah, these things do open up. I didn't mean to do that. You kind of just... It's kind of hard to do this one. There. It does open, but it's kind of stiff and tight as hell for me. But yeah, you open it up just a little bit. And the way this is built, it has this little curve here, so it connects only on one side, one way. So from the back, side looks, side doesn't matter, from the front. Technically, I could do half of this, but I couldn't do the waist. You could kind of... Actually, we'll do that. We'll just only do half of this, and then we'll save the other half, so you can see like the half of the transition up into Virtue. So the arms, same thing. It's just connected like so, and then you just open them up. These peg into the arms. You got a peg slot here on the front, and you have another one here on the back. Yes, you're covering up all this nice little clear green, but you also have one showing up here on the front. So there's that. And then the shoulder, take this, you're supposed to just open it up and collapse it on top, but we're not doing all that. Just drop it on top like so. Make sure this little gray part is facing outwards. You can just slide this on top and make sure that gray part is facing outwards though. And this part always comes off on me. I can do half the chest, but it'll feel awkward though. But let's do it anyways. You take this half and technically you just slide it up in there, but technically it won't hold because I don't have the other side to actually push it in there. So technically we will hold off on the chest section, or at least that part. Take this part and slide it up here. And take the other half and slide it on the back. So you now created the body, upper body section of it. take the gray part here, slide this on through the back. I'm pretty sure this one is on the back. I know you're probably thinking, have you done this before or are you just guessing? And I'm like, I haven't done this yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. And you add this white part on front. So this is basically like half of the, about half of what I can do without putting the arm. Like I didn't put the waist on or anything, but this is kind of like what half the armor, what at least the easier part of the armor is. That's not like, you know, body and waist or the head, what it looks like. Yeah, and it can't stand because it does have balance. But let's go ahead and put the other side on. It's easier to put the heel on first and then put the foot on. It seems to work better that way. It makes it want to stay on. But maybe I think it's just this one side though. The left side doesn't want to stay on. So far now we got the legs. It looks bulky, and you still get knee bend and everything, so it can still, in this case, grab that beam saber. Not that I'm not sure it would ever bother. Could you still use this? Technically, yes, just you won't have nowhere to peg it in though. But it won't be using that thing anyways. Next up is the waist. And this is two sections. A big bulky back section, and also there is a holographic part right in there. It's like, you can kind of see it. It's like right there when the light bounces off of it. Yes, a lot of this coloring is just like white and gray or white and black. There's a peg hole right here on his butt cheeks. And you just peg it in like so, which now gives it a back skirt and a side skirt. There's two holes right here on these gray sections here on his waist, or on the front part. On these little gray sections, there's one here and there's one there. We're just gonna plug in this right into there, which will give it the front skirts and some front covering. So now he's starting to look, it's starting to look, the lower half is starting to look bulky, just like how Virtue should be. Next up is the body. So I actually kind of struggled when I was putting this together because I was putting the gray part into the wrong red section. And actually, yeah, I might be doing this, I might be crippling myself doing it like this. So let's take off the armor that was up there. I might have to take off the back skirt too. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take off the back skirt because actually the back skirt has to go in afterwards. So yeah, that was a goof. So plug this in, and we got to plug in both sides. And they're pegging together. They peg it together on the front and the back. And on the front section here, we actually add this little piece here to, you know, lock it in place. I'm gonna see if I can do this. There. It's locked in. It should hold, and now let's plug in the back section here, and this should give it extra hold and the lock in place. And I say this while I struggle to get that on, but there we go. Because that back skirt is supposed to connect into this red section here on the back and everything, and that was not what it was doing. That's why it was loose. And we plug the front skirt back in, and hey, now we're starting to look the part. And now we can put this back on. I could put his armor back on and forget. Okay, put this back in like so. First time doing this, but I'm doing this without even looking at the art, the manual for this. I mean, which this kind of shows you that as long as you have an idea what you're doing, this is not hard to do. And as you can see now, it's starting to look pretty bulkified now. Like, got the chest arm, we got everything pretty much bulked it out. Oh wait, we need this. Plug this in. And let's get your other arm to look like it has some oomph behind it. So yeah, we're basically have a almost completed actually, I think, yeah, I can slide that on without even taking that off. So now we have a almost completed Virtue. And like I said, some of these parts, as you can see, the gray actually pops through, so the frame. But there is some spots you can panel on, like here on the front of the legs. I don't think I had any on the arms I can have done. Well, technically there was a few on the arms and the shoulders and everything, so. And on the side skirts and everything, yeah. So you can do this. Let's grab this, because this is for his back. And this just, I think it just slots in. Also, I have to remember, I had a struggle because with this part, I was putting in these parts wrong until I had to look at the manual. I wonder if this is supposed to be switched out or not. Because it doesn't feel like it's connecting inwards like it should. Okay, why is that? That doesn't. Because this is supposed to. I feel like it's supposed to fit in there more snug, and it's not. Well, time to consult the manual. No, actually, I am doing this right. It just fits in there. It's just friction that's holding it in, really. So, yeah. It's just, I plugged it in like so. So, that's all there is to it. I can't do much more about it. It just holds in there with friction. Oh, yeah, I forgot this part. This part connects up here, because it's supposed to cover up the chest. Wait a minute. For a little piece, it's not it's not going in there like it should. Uh-oh. How do I put that in there? Okay. Apparently I'm supposed to slide this in. Apparently there's like grooves on the chest that I'm supposed to slide this in on. Oh, I see the grooves. But I wonder if these parts are in the way. Okay, it goes like that. I don't think these parts were in the way per se, but maybe they was. Because the armor just feels kind of loose on it. But it's holding because it's supposed to be able to do like this. Now we're almost done. Next up we got to add these, which are like, you know, if you remember these were cannons, and they actually have parts on them. So slide these down. You're gonna pull these out. So this is for Nautilus. Nautilus was holding these, but otherwise they just on the back end. They open up too, and these just plug in on the back. This like so. And it's nice that they didn't make them just gray. They actually put blue in there to differentiate some colors in there. Because I think that's like one of the only few spots you'll see it. And now for the head. Actually, I'm going to take the head off and do this. Because the head doesn't need to be attached. So the face, just slide this on. Yeah, right. So the little holes on the face where the hair was, there's pegs here. We just plug those in like so. The eyes still show, but when you look at his head on, it's covering up the chin. Let's see. I know this is okay. Yeah, so I'm doing this right. There's still two pegs in there that goes into the holes here. So we're gonna I might be doing this. No, I was plugging them right. So the big bulky head part like that. So the back of the head is covered. Now the V-fin just rests over the normal V-fin. Like you literally, it just like clips over it. So kind of almost unnecessary, but and everything, but it's fine. Also, I forgot to mention there is a green sticker that you plug in here, because normally this is a clear green part, but the clear green is kind of dark. So yeah. And then you just plop on the other part and boom. So yeah, Virtue is we have a bulky face Virtue. But yeah, that's basic. And this thing does not, I don't get this thing, why it doesn't hold in like it should, but I'm not complaining. I don't care. But yeah, this is Virtue. It's big and bulky. But we'll go ahead and get to the next part. This part was long enough. Okay. Got that armor on. I switched the back part around. So I got this to sit in there. So now it's sitting flush in there. So, well, flush enough so it will work. So this is the Virtue. Armored up. So base articulation. Knee goes into only 90. Foot, you can still rotate around but you're not going to get too much out of that. The waist, well, that was my doing. The waist can't turn because the back skirt is locking it in. And because of it being locked in, you can't even do anything with the waist, so it's a brick. The head can still go up and down and can still rotate. And because you're looking at it head on like this and how the chest is covering it, you don't notice any of the noddle parts. You don't notice the chin or the V fin, not unless you kind of turn around and then you kind of see the other V fin. Or if you kind of look at it from certain angles, you can kind of see like a double chin, because I can see it. I think at like this angle, if you notice it, you could kind of see the double chin hanging out just barely. But yeah, you don't notice too much of it. Like you can see bits of Gundam noddle parts here, like here in the upper legs and the arms. I wouldn't count the hands. I guess you could say a little bit of the chest too, and part of the head, but you don't notice much of it. Arms, you're only going to get the parallel and the rotation and the 90-degree bend. So it's literally, you hinder a lot of the rotation out of it. Now these things here, the GM bazookas, I believe, they can rotate up and around like so. So you can do this. And I'm going to leave that off for the time being, but that's pretty much all you get. Now, you still get access to the beam sabers for weaponry because the leg can still bend. It's just deeper in for it to pop up, and you're going to have to reach in there to get it, but you still have beam sabers you can use. You don't need the shield nor this beam rifle because these are noddle only. But we get something better. You get the GM bazooka. The handles do slide forward and backwards on it. I think it's one of these I have to lift, or I think it's the white part I push down, because it's not the red part, it's not this dark blue part. Also, there is a clear green piece in here. I didn't mean to do that. But you're supposed to, yeah, you can slide these parts out. But you're supposed to slide. Wait a minute. Is it because the handle's forward? There it is. You're supposed to do that. Slide out. Slide this bottom part. Because it's also where I don't like it, because it's kind of hard to see down the barrel too. But if I can do this right. Actually, I'm trying to get the lighting so you can see. You can see there's like a little barrel, or you can see the barrel down in there. And that barrel is connected to this white part. And that white part is kind of hard to maneuver with sometimes. Now, like the Curios, the handles can actually be moved. You can move the handles around because you get to. So you can connect one into the base like so, if you wanted to use it like so. And let's take off the hand, because the hand I'm using is the trigger hand, which is the one you have to use for this. Actually, it might be easier to take this off, and you just get the hand in there and then just sandwich it between the just sandwich it in between. And then just plug this in like so. And there you go. You have a... Oh, well, okay. It was probably because I had this open, so... I'm thinking if I had it closed, it would have been fine, but I don't think opening it up would have worked or helped. Hey, well, it's supposed to work this way, but it's not working for me. Manual lied. The nice thing about this is that you can, you know, tilt the handles around, because the part here moves upwards, so you can actually get angles on it. But I am not getting the angles I want, or getting it to hold like I want it to. I mean, to be fair, I kind of like these newer style hands, but I'm also kind of like, sometimes I'm on the fence about them, because if it doesn't work out, it's going to pop the hand right off. And I'm not getting this to work like I want it to. I'm not sure if I have to. It's the manuals did say you can use this middle one to make it hold, but yeah, if you're seeing me struggle this much, just imagine what it might happen to you. And I can't. And trying to get the handle to work like I want it to is not working. So I feel like it's just like one of those, just made to hold it downwards like so, but I can't get it to hold it in that middle one. Oh boy. And the finger. Okay, there's his thumb. Yeah, this is not the easiest time I ever have with master grades like this. I mean, sometimes I'm grateful for having the 2.0 style hands. But other times I'd be like, I don't care. And that wasn't supposed to happen. And I'm going to see if I can actually do this. I'm just going to say this right now. I am not a fan of... This might be one of my least favorite master grades I ever dealt with the building. Well, not building, just dealing with in general, because I just don't feel. I just have mixed feelings about it. Especially if I can't get you to hold something that well. I really don't have too many high hopes for you. And the thing is, I like the Gundam 00 Gundams. Some more than others from season 1 and 2, but nonetheless, I still like them. I prefer the season 2 ones more, but I'm not going to complain. Now, I'm going to see if I can do this one, which it was supposed to be a... Oh, I think I have to make you grip it with your arms bent or at an angle. Well, at least this method works somewhat. I don't even want to try to attempt to open this thing up. I know this is supposed to be closer towards the chest, but actually I did get it to hold it, but trying to get this to work is so hard. Because the manual shows you can do the pose, but when you try to do said pose, it never works. And if you're thinking, am I using the wrong fingers? No, I'm not. And I just lost a thumb, so give me a second. Okay, so I had to relook at the manual just to see how they did it. So I'm kind of scared to do this like this, but there we go. Let's just see if we can actually do this with a, you know, as dynamic as it should be. And I'm already fearing because that's a lot of front weight. And your fingers keep popping off. I feel like this is better suited towards an action base. Any poses with this, so what you would do is actually lean it backwards so that the weight is actually distributed towards leaning him back with it. So this is the base idea pose, but now I feel like I have to shift this up front to shift some weight around. Oh, come on. When you want to make one pose and you can't get it. I just want to make one pose and it's like, you're denied. And the problem is, I'm trying to get his hands to cooperate and they don't. So, yeah. Just be mindful. If you're seeing me struggle this much, and you get this and you try to do a pose, just be mindful you're going to struggle just as much. And his finger popped off again. So, after fighting so much with this, 30 minutes of fighting this thing, oh boy. So yeah, I don't care that it's not, you know, close to his body like it should be, because I think the elbows have to be bent and everything, but yeah, this is just gonna get for me. But yeah, this is him with the whole thing, like, you know, open up, double arms, ready to fire. Yeah, and I'm sorry if you see the image, the thumbnail for this video looks something like this. I'm sorry, but this is not something we're fighting for. Now, I'm gonna leave it like this because I remember I had to do something else. But Virtue, it's for you. Basically, what's a 2-in-1, and the box was big as well too. This box is like the size of the Master Grade Verka Sazabi. So yeah, if you're familiar with that, or Excess Gundam, or Unicorn Gundam HD Cage, or Strike Freedom's Full Burst, you know what size box this thing is coming in. It is pretty big too. And I'm so scared to do this. But can I? Please. Yes. And actually, I don't even... Oh, no, you don't. I'm not even touching his arms, because that's just going to be cancer. So, yeah. Get in there. So, yeah. Virtue, it's a thing. Certain things could be better engineered a little bit. Mainly these things, but this is not. This is like the least of the worries. This backpack is the main concern, but it's nice that you have a 2-in-1 and you have even, you know, extra parts to work with. So yeah, that's Master Grade Virtue and Nautilus. It's a thing, and this is a 2-parter video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I have 3 more to do. One of them I should have done beforehand, but things happen. But I'm gonna get it done soon. I have 3 more to do. One of them I'm still waiting on to arrive, but we'll get that done as soon as I can. So I will see you guys in my next review.